Tonight, we ride off to southern Ontario for a little ballet on horseback. What do you think, kids? In Nova Scotia, we get a guided tour through a gallery of guitars.
It came to you via a submarine.
Yeah.
And stop the presses. We've got some big bugs, Bigfoot, and some other lies to tell you from New Brunswick.
Stories of the people across the land. Here we are on the road again.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome to our show. These are the outskirts of Woodstock, New Brunswick. We've pulled over here by the side of the road because we're trying to track down an unusual group of people who operate out of these parts. They call themselves the Woodstock Liars Club, and they have been wreaking havoc in the region. I've managed to track down the phone number of the club president.
Hello, Randy Leonard speaking.
Hello, Randy Leonard of the Woodstock Liars Club?
That's right.
Ah, great. Listen, this is Wayne Rostad on the road again. We're just outside of Woodstock. I'd love to come in town to meet you today.
Well, actually, there's an executive meeting at our offices later this morning.
Great. Where is it? And can I meet you there?
There's a 10-story office building at the corner of Beatty and Main, and we're on the top floor.
Beatty and Main, 10th floor. Okay, I'll see you in a few minutes. Yes, bye-bye. Beatty and Main. 10 stories, there's nothing here. The Liars Club.
Now, the secret of a good search is not getting fooled twice. So we asked the truthful people of Woodstock where to find the Liars Club. There was an executive meeting, all right, but not in a 10-story office tower. It was on Randy Leonard's back deck.
But this is the national office, the international office.
I know that we have rival clubs in the United States, and
As it turned out, Randy had called the meeting to talk about a recent membership drive with fellow liars Mac King and Mike Saunders, who now lives in British Columbia, but who comes home to Woodstock every summer.
So, Randy, how many members do you actually have?
well, we won't stretch it into the millions, but I'm speaking executive here. We are the executive of the club, and the last count that I had in Canada was 95,000 members.
Yeah, I think he's a little under. I think he's pretty near a million.
We're running now several million, actually. We started out in Carleton County, but now it's worldwide.
Now, tell me seriously, how many members do you have?
I guess basically you're looking at the entire club right here.
It might be small, but the Woodstock Liars Club has made some pretty big headlines. Their string of hoaxes began 10 years ago when they had some fun with a picture of a water bug.
Mac superimposed the picture of the water bug on the sidewalk in front of the Woodstock post office and had it blown up the size of, I'd say, a German Shepherd dog. And the Woodstock Liars Club was born.
Then there was the time somebody made off with old Stewball, a stuffed horse that formed the front end of a Woodstock lawn ornament.
We blamed the New Brunswick Roadkill Picnic Association. It's a rival group.
Hold it.
They're involved in it. I know
think
that.
they
Well, back that up for me. You blame the New Brunswick what?
Roadkill Picnic Association.
Picnic Association?
Yes,
Yes.
wonderful. It is.
We've been to some of their big banquets.
Yeah.
You know, they have some lovely roasts.
Yeah.
Porcupine,
Porcupine, yeah.
skunk.
Woodchuck is fabulous.
Now, none of these stories would have ever seen the light of day without some help. Well, they got it from the local newspaper, the Woodstock Bugle. Duane Cummings is a reporter and photographer with the Bugle. Every time the Liars Club is up to something, Duane isn't far behind.
We can track these guys because we know they're up to some amazing things. So we home in on them and find out where they're going to be, what they're up to, and we manage to be there in time.
They have, without a doubt, the best investigative reporting team in North America, and they just know when to show up.
Duane and the Bugle were right in there when the Liars Club pulled off their biggest prank. A front-page story reported that Mike Saunders had been taken hostage in British Columbia by a terrorist group called the Squamish Five.
I was chained to the wall in the cellar of an old potato shed.
Back in Woodstock, so the story goes, Mac and Randy came up with a desperate plan. It involved a case of beer and a Bigfoot, or Sasquatch.
There is a Sasquatch that lives in this area, and Mac and I felt that possibly we could lure this Sasquatch out of the woods with Moosehead beer, a favorite here in New Brunswick, and catch the Sasquatch and make a trade for Mike Saunders. The Bugle actually did catch the photograph of the Sasquatch running away with the beer, but we were never fast enough to apprehend him.
Mike was still held hostage. So what did Mac and Randy do? You guessed it. They came up with this outrageous rescue plan.
We rented a Hercules 130, loaded it up with several hundred bags of potatoes.
When we flew out, we had all the longitude, latitude, where he was, and everything we found out.
I could hear the Hercules, and it was only about 200 feet off the ground. I knew something was happening. I knew the rescue was underway.
So then we unloaded the potatoes on him. It was tough. We got him out of there.
And you want me to believe this?
Certainly, certainly.
I mean, you want me to believe this?
I would like it if you did. It really doesn't matter to me whether you do or not.
And what do you get out of this? What do you get out of lying?
Just a lot of fun. Yeah, just a lot of fun.
It's news that isn't sad or bad, or it isn't all this down, down, down. It's happy, it's fun, basically entertainment.
We have people stop you on the street, and they say, look, this is great. I get a big kick out of these stories.
The man who writes those stories gets a kick out of them, too.
We know how depressing the news can be. So we have a chance to lighten things up for the community, be it a good news story or a funny story like these. We take advantage of it.
Well, thank you very, very much.
It's been a pleasure, Wayne.
I sure
We had a lot of fun.
Thanks, Wayne. Thanks a
Great
lot.
stories.
Thank you, Wayne.
Great stories.
And Wayne, look, don't forget, there is a report about a 100-foot lumberjack in this area, you know.
Oh, yes, yes. Much like your 10-story office
Yes,
building.
yes.
Thank you for all your stories.
Don't forget now, we warned you.
Keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good night,
thanks.
Wayne.
Thanks for being so honest.
Bye.
I thought we'd have one last look at the St. John River before leaving Woodstock. And you know something? Just as I suspected, there isn't a single giant lumberjack to be found anywhere in these parts. We'll be back right after... right after this. Oh. Hi there.
What I tried is to get a guitar from every nature maker of the past, from every different country.